Okay, I'm going to run you through some stretches that you can do at the end of your calisthenics workouts. Calisthenics, typically training upper body, it's going to kill out your shoulders, biceps, forearms, triceps will get really, really tight when you're doing lots of pushing movements. But yeah, main injury causes would be tight forearm flexors and tight deltoids, front delts, and rear delts as well. So yeah, we're gonna run through a quick stretch with basically no equipment that you can do at home, alright? Alright, so we're gonna start off with the chest. So I'm gonna grab onto this pole, but you can use a door frame. And we're just gonna do a standing stretch. So actually we're gonna put our hand fairly low, so kind of like hip level. And we're just going to rotate the opposite direction, and this is really going to target like your upper chest area, and you're just going to lean your neck over to the opposite side, hold that for like 30 seconds, 20-40 seconds around there, and then after that switch sides and do the same thing. I'm just going to go through it quickly. And then another one to target more of your lower pec fibers is you lean your knee down, get your arm up, and then you kind of fish out for it, so you can shift your weight a bit down, and you should feel this in your lower pec. You'll feel it the most if your chest is really, really tight. So with any stretching, I'd recommend you kind of figure out like which angles work best for you when your muscles are really sore. So like after like a hypertrophy workout, or like if you went really heavy on like a strength workout. So then you'll know, you'll feel it. It's a lot better to go by your own feedback, and then do the same thing the other arm. So for me, my chest is really sore right now, so I'm really feeling my lower pec fibers activating when I do that. Yep, still recording. Next, we can do the cross-body stretch. So it's effective if you're holding to a door frame. You can do it without a door frame if you just really anchor your arm above here, just above your elbow, just drive it up. And you should feel this one in your rear delts a bit, but also a bit of your side delts depending on how you're pulling the opposite arm. But yeah, I'm going to do it holding onto this pole. And then you do the same thing with the other arm. Now another one to really target those rear delts is you get your hand into your love handle pockets, and you get your elbow, and you just got to be very careful with this one, very subtle. Sometimes for some people, even just doing this is enough. But then we're just going to slightly get our fingers, if you can reach it, and just drive it a little bit. Do the same thing with that arm. Now, if you're a bit more flexible and not as tight in that area, but you still want to stretch it out, then one way you can do is, if you've got mobility through it in your lower body, you go into a squat position, and then you get your elbows on the inside of your knees. You get your hands, the back of your hands together like this, and you drive your knees inwards. In that way, you're making the unilateral movement a bilateral, and you save more time. So we're also going to target the front delts as well. So that's where a lot of injuries happen for calisthenics. So we're going to grab onto the door frame, kind of like just below shoulder, and we're just going to slowly open up and lean forward as we do that. So you're going to stay parallel to that door frame and go forward just like this. And then you want to do the same thing. Now, you don't, if you wanted to do both hands at the same time, for me, I can use these stool bars, and we're just going to go out and retract our shoulder blades together. And that's actually going to open up your chest and your front delts in one movement. But if you haven't got stool bars at home, So then I'm going to use this radiator. So obviously be careful what the pressure you add. And what we'll do is, we're just going to sink low so that we're kind of parallel, and then we're just going to retract our shoulder blades, squeeze them together, and open up the chest. So I'm not pulling on the radiator, I am just using it as an anchor, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, and I'm just using this radiator to essentially hold my hands up, because I haven't got mobility to allow that. So I hold my hands up, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades, and I'm pushing my hands into the radiator. So there's no pulling involved. I'm pushing my hands into the radiator as I'm retracting my shoulder blades together. That's a really, really good one. And then last but not least, definitely gonna finish off with the most important one in my eyes is when you've got a pump, you're doing loads of pull-ups, you're holding onto the bar for a long time, all of these forearm flexors are gonna get super, super tight. So what we're gonna do is come to the floor, fingers facing towards you, and just rock back and forth. Yeah. So you can rock back and forth like 8 times, 8 to 12 times, and then sit back into it and hold it for about 30 seconds. Okay. So all the exercises range from 20 to 40 seconds. I would say if you do have the option to do it, bilaterally, then you can spend more time here. Because the whole purpose of this is for it to be a quick stretch at the end of your session, a quick 5-minute stretch so that you're not taking up too much time. But it's better to do something like this than nothing at all, So a quick 5-minute stretch. So again, if you're doing something with both arms bilateral, then we can spend a bit more time, so like a minute in that position. But if we're doing on each arm separately, 30 seconds. So yeah, that's that. Hope you thought it was useful.